I'm Melanie White. So, just to give you a little background information on my story, I was single for a very long time. For about 12 years, I was a single. Okay. So, you're probably sometimes asking yourself, like, why am I single? Like, I don't understand why I'm single. So, I'm going to go through 6 reasons why you are probably single. Okay. So, number one, you don't know what you want. Now, just let that sink in. Okay. Now, really think about what you want and where those wants came from. So, what I mean by that was, did your wants come from maybe what your parents have told you that you should want? Maybe what your friends have said you should want, or maybe you've overheard them talking and they've said, oh, I want a man who does this, or I want a man who's like this, and you've kind of adopted that for yourself? Or what generally society says you should want. um, it could be what you see your famous celebrity what they want. um, just really think about what you want, right? And not just the physical, like, okay, he needs to make 6 figures, he needs to be 6 feet tall, he needs to have a six-pack. Like, I want you to really dive deep and think about, what kind of qualities do you want in a man? Have you even made a list? Like, I made a list of qualities that I want in a man, right? Like, for example, I said I want a man who is generous, who is kind. You might say, okay, I want a man that makes 6 figures, but is he kind and is he generous with you, right? Um, I said I want him to be God fearing. I want him to be handy. I want him to be, someone who I can talk to and I can completely be myself with. Like, you have to really sit down with a pen and a paper or on your phone and really think about what exactly it is you want, right? And it needs to come from the heart. I don't want you to think about what your parents tell you should want, or what your friends and family and all of that, what they say you should want. Listen to your heart and write down exactly what you want in a man. Number two, do you still have an ex lover or an ex boyfriend that you're still pining over? I know I did. But this can completely block you from manifesting or attracting that man of your dreams. And a good analogy that I like to use is the parking spot analogy. So, when you have an ex lover or an ex, boyfriend, or maybe a friend with benefits, that person is occupying your parking spot, right? Now, when you have someone occupying your parking spot, that completely blocks you from a good guy coming into your life. Because what's going to happen is that guy that could be for you is going to drive by, he's going to see your parking spot occupied, and then he's going to continue driving until he finds a parking spot that's empty. So, you know, if you have that guy that you're still maybe, dating, still flirting with, still sleeping with, or even just energetically still tied, like your souls are still tied together, you've got to let that go. Because if you don't, that person is still occupying your parking spot and still blocking you from meeting the right guy. The third reason why you're single is you don't think you're enough. And this was huge for me. And, during my journey and my healing processes, I did not think that I was enough for a man. I did not think that I was pretty enough. I did not think that I was thin enough. I didn't think my butt was big enough. I didn't think my boobs were big enough. I didn't think that I was intelligent enough. I didn't think I was funny enough. I didn't think I was feminine enough. Like, the list goes on, where I just did not feel enough. And it's almost paralyzing, because when you really feel that you're not enough, you won't put yourself out there. You won't, you won't try and meet people. You won't, um, you know, talk to people, right? Like you almost kind of stand there and you're kind of waiting for, a man to approach you, but at the same time, you don't even feel like you're enough. Reason number 4, you don't think you're lovable. I want to ask you a question. Do you think you're lovable? Some people will say automatically, yes, of course I'm lovable. Some people, they might think and be like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm lovable. And I know for me, for a long time, I did not think that I was lovable. And part of that reason comes from, my family that I grew up in. And, growing up in my family, I didn't feel loved. So I didn't really know what love was like. And I thought because I didn't experience love that the problem was me, that I wasn't lovable. But again, I'm here to tell you that you are lovable. And you are lovable simply because you exist. The fact that you exist, that you can still breathe, that you can still just breathe, the fact that you are alive and that you exist lets me know that you are lovable, right? Number 5, the words and the language that you are using. So, what are you saying to yourself when it comes to attracting the man of your dreams? I know for me, I used to say, there are no good men out there. You know, all the good men are taken. Men are such dogs, or, they're all the same. They're all cheating pieces of you know what. And I used to speak so negatively about men. And if you're going to attract the man of your dreams, you have got to shift that. You've got to change your language completely because words have power. Um, Life and death is in the power of your tongue, right? So you've got to change your language. So, you got to flip it, instead of saying, men are all dogs, you could start by saying, you know what, there are good men out there. Like, I'm a good woman. So if there are good women, then there must be good men to match that. And that's exactly what happened for me. As soon as I shifted those limiting beliefs and those negative things that I used to say about men and say, guess what? Good men are out there. I started attracting good men. I started going on dates with good men, interesting men, men who were kind. And, I started to notice it and I was like, wow, like I'm meeting such better quality men. And I knew it was because I was speaking better quality words. Number 6, focus on you, not focused on finding a man. Now, what I mean by that is when I was single, I was so focused on finding a man. It was like I was like obsessed. Like I felt like if I didn't have a man, like I felt like I was like nothing. And you know what I had to do was I shifted my focus. So I said to myself, okay, what gives me the most amount of joy? What I want to prioritize my joy. What would make me happy? Is it picking up an art class? Is it, doing yoga? Is it going to the gym, picking up a Zumba class? Like what puts a smile on your face? And I started to do that. And what happens is, I'm not saying that the guy came as soon as I started shifting on myself, but even if you're dating, right? Even when you're dating, you're always interesting because you're always pursuing interests in you, right? So that guy will be like, hey, I'm dating this girl and she's, maybe she's into her yoga or she's into her, whatever she is into. All of a sudden, that makes you so much more interesting. And in a way, when you're happy, you're putting out positive vibes, you're putting out positive energy. And guess what? You will attract that guy. So those are my 6 reasons as to why you're single. If you found this video valuable, please let me know in the comments section below. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!